In this week's video, it's a thrift flip challenge. I'm going to be opening up my box from Sonnet and I'm going to see what she thrifted, and I am challenged to go ahead and flip it into a great treasure. But the catch with this video is we need to style it up with a suitcase. My happy mail from Sonnet has arrived, and the best part is unboxing it. So our membership group does the Flippin' Frenzy. If you have not yet seen it, basically we draw names and then we send out some random thrifted items to one another. The task is to turn that trash into treasure. And this time we decided to do something a little bit different and pull in a suitcase. She gave me some fun things to transform, so let's beat those winter blues, pack up our suitcase, and we're gonna go on a vacation somewhere a little different from our norm. Today we're traveling where florals and paisley collide, as well as bolder colors. So we're gonna be pulling in that Bohemian vibe. Starting with this wooden bucket, and I'm going to go ahead and paint it inside and out with this blue paint that I had gotten off of Facebook a while back. After I painted this whole project and put it on the side to dry, I am using Amy Howard's wood cast. Now this is going to go into the mold, and it's similar to clay except it's completely wood and it does not crack. Very, very potent, so you see me putting on my gloves. So Bohemian decor comes from artists and creatives in the past who rejected traditional rules or trends or things that were going on. They actually decorated and created with things that they could find, afford, or even collect over time. So it's kind of cool because Bohemian decor and thrifting really go hand in hand. So here I am with all of those pages that Sonnet sent me, and I'm hand stamping a paisley stamp that I had purchased a while back. And I decided to go back and just add tiny little details here and there using kind of bold colored paints. I really wanted to pull out the blues, the reds, the yellows, colors I don't typically use together. While creating on these pages, I was thinking to myself, this is not far off from the jelly plate that I still have not gotten out of that package. And boy, could I design some really fun pages using that. It's time to pull all these pieces together. So I'm pulling out Mod Podge, and I have all those pages I designed. I am going to go ahead and tear those up into bits and pieces, and I'm going to be putting on that first layer. So I'm basically going to be using those pages that Sonnet had sent as decoupage paper. There's really no rhyme or reason on how I'm setting these down. I'm just layering them all over the place, making sure that they're bold and eclectic. I did every single side except for the inside. I check on that wood piece, and since it's dry, I'm going to go ahead and I am painting that up as well. I do want to pull in those blues, so I am going back over the layered pieces and just quickly brushing over the blue. Now, I'm not done. I have another layer to put on top. I absolutely love these transfers, and they were leftovers, so I'm layering those transfers all around the outside of this box as well. I do remember Sonnet also sending a wooden, kind of like a candelabra. So I pull out that metal piece of it because I want it to go flush up against the box. And I'm gluing it to the bottom of the box. I let it dry for a couple hours and was pleased that it stuck on. Now it's time to glue on that wooden mold. But before we do that, I'd like to carry out those transfers on the mold as well. I slather on a little bit more of that Type Bond and we are good to go. Since this is my chance to be a maximalist, I realized like that corner needs a little bit more and add on another transfer. Leaving that wooden base as is, I really like that wood color and I throw a bunch of scarves in. I just love all the different textures. See the cute jars that were sent to me? For some reason, these were screaming little mini cloches to me. I pulled out some knobs that I have from my collection and I pulled out the rubber part of the lid and flipped the lid upside down. I felt like these were perfect. I settled on the white knobs and decided I needed a little bit of greenery for the inside. Ended up gluing the handles with Type Bond and was pleasantly pleased that everything stuck. I let them dry overnight and pulled the greenery, and I have these cute little raspberries that I had thrifted. Now I have a bunch of them, but they're all in my freezing cold garage. So I'm just going to use what was in my basement. So I'm going to pull those together and I think this is a pretty set. I'm one of those people who doesn't like to recreate the wheel, right? So Sonnet gave me this already ready to go piece. I'm going to use that as a background, but I do have this extra Bohemian like decor that I've had for a while and did not know what to do with it. I'm going to be putting it on the tray, but before I do that, I'm going to go out of my box and I'm going to paint it up. Normally, I probably would have kept this white. I alternate between these blues and greens, and it's actually kind of pretty, but I have to tell you, this made me super uncomfortable. Even adding that red, I didn't realize just like how monochromatic I like my things. In fact, I actually panicked and then I went and washed it and was going to take all that paint off. But because it's a DIY paint, it kind of poured into it and it chipped in different places. I kept it how it was. Sticking with that Bohemian vibe, I definitely felt like this platter needed a little bit of a background. So I'm going to use a paint inlay. I used Big Top for it to set, and then I spritz it with water and make sure the paint inlay is facing down. I let it dry for a couple of hours, and then once it's dry, I come back and spritz it again. Satisfying paint inlay reveal never gets old. I let it dry and then I am slathering the back of my Bohemian design with that Type Bond and set it on top of it. Although this is not my actual style, I have a feeling someone will love it as a backdrop. For my last project, I'm transforming a terracotta plant using air dry clay. Look at that giant box I got for Christmas. I'm going to have a fun year. I used quite a bit of cornstarch. Can you guys tell? But that's okay. I'm going to try to brush it off. And it's not a big deal because I want this to look chippy and eclectic, and that's going to work out great. And it's time to go ahead and put this on. I'm kind of feeling at this point that Type Bond might think about sponsoring me. No, I'm not sponsored by Type Bond, but I sure do love it. That's the glue I use to get this on as well. So I glue this on and then I realize it doesn't fit all the way around. So create a little bit more of a mold and fit it all the way around. I'm actually really excited about this design. So I am going to paint all of it in one color. This is, I believe, Eggshell by Fusion or something like that. And what's nice about it is it has a top coat, so I'm not having to worry about protecting it, but I am going to go back because I want to pull out the cracks and crevices in this. So I paint the whole thing up. Then I pull out my liming wax. I love this liming wax because it's white, and what happens is I put it all over it, and the white goes into the cracks and crevices. So once it's sat for quite a while, I'm gonna go back with a rag and brush it out, but I'm leaving all of that white in the details. I had thrifted the perfect faux grass-like plant to put into this. It fit absolutely perfectly, so I did not even bother gluing it or anything. Special thank you to Sonnet, who helped me to beat the winter blues and sent me a box of fun thrifted items that I could flip into Bohemian decor. You definitely want to check out Jen from the Upcycling Alchemist. I had packed up a box of thrifted items. In fact, I don't even remember what I sent, and mailed them out to her. So it's going to be fun to watch her take what I sent and flip it as well. I'll include a link down below of all the creators who are involved in this fun flipping frenzy. Thanks again for taking the time to watch. If you are not yet a subscriber, I would definitely love for you to hit that subscribe button and follow my journey.